when you sell land, do you find those relationships are different? Are you, because I don't sell land, so I ask this completely naively, but do you find that you work with them for longer than selling residential? Like those are long-term. When people are looking to invest millions of dollars into land, I imagine that sometimes those are relationships that last a lot longer till you get to the sales table or the closing table. Welcome to the Dispatch on Purpose. I'm your host, Amy Doyle, and I am excited to be joining you again for our special RE/MAX R4 Convention Edition, where we interview agents from around the globe. And I am excited to have my referral partners and friends from Houston, Texas joining me, Melissa and Doyle Spencer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I know we tried to do this last year and schedules never met up, and I've seen you since then, but now we finally get to sit down and chat.
Yes.
So thank you. Yeah, okay.
Busy folks.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, other than that you're from Houston, Texas.
So Doyle and I are a team.
Yep.
And so we've been together for almost 11 years.
Nice.
Married for this year's our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Ah, so you started as a real estate team, then got married.
Well,
No.
I got my license the month before we got married.
Nice. And you were already in real estate?
No, I
No.
worked in commercial
So
construction.
you started first.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did not know
started
that.
first. Yes, so I got my real estate license the month before we got married. We got married, had our honeymoon, and then I started working. He was still working in commercial construction, big projects, and 2 years into me having my license, and I'd started with a small boutique brokerage.
Yeah.
And it was a very small pond, 30 agents or so, and I just didn't have a whole lot of challenge, not a lot of community in that. And 2 years into me having my license, he was wrapping up a commercial project he was working on in San Antonio. And I said, we figured if he worked as hard on our business as he worked for that general contractor he was with, we could probably do something amazing. And so 2 years in, he started taking the classes, wrapped up his contract that he was working on. I'll let you. And
I told him, if you see me getting smaller, you know I'm going away. Finished
You're a
up.
veteran, though, too.
Right.
To
right.
backtrack a little bit, you have a military background.
I was in the Marines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Total 22 years between active and reserve time.
Nice, which is how I met you, because I sent you a referral
Right.
from our military network as well.
Yeah. I retired in 2002. Been a year or two.
Yep.
Been
I know that feeling.
little water under that bridge.
Yep.
But
And then went into commercial construction.
yeah.
and then real estate.
Yeah. I was building hospitals, data centers, semiconductor plants, kind of things. So I was finished up in Microsoft data centers whenever we met, and so yeah. But those things, I really think helped me a lot, in what I do, because the communication with senior management and personnel helps me a lot. Management, of course, and my leadership in the Marines and all those kind of things. I tell people a lot, we all come to the career with a different toolbox.
Yeah.
Right? And we have different backgrounds and
true.
different things that let us connect with our clients, whether it's that we both built a house before, or we both, played baseball, or we both, whatever.
Yeah.
The more things that you can connect with a
relate
client
to.
and relate to helps you build the relationships that it takes to have, successful projects and transactions. So.
And you guys are great relationship builders, and we'll get to that in a little bit too, because it is very impressive how the strength that you guys put into the relationships you build.
we're about relationships.
Yeah.
So when he got his license in 2018, I realized if we're going to really grow, we need to have more of a brand and more of a network behind us. So we interviewed. He got his he just passed his test in Texas, and I said, okay, let's line up some interviews with some of the brands, and we interviewed a few different brands.
Yeah.
2 different RE/MAX offices, and we landed at RE/MAX Integrity. We both walked out of there and said, this is home.
Yeah.
And the slogan of our office is the home of the best agents. And we have the best broker owners, and it's really a great family.
That's awesome.
So we've been with Remax now since 2018.
Wow, that's
And,
awesome.
and the best piece of advice that our broker owner gave us when we joined the office was go to everything you can,
Yeah.
because you can just absorb, you can build the relationships, and we have. So 2018 we joined, 2019 Texas was still doing a state convention. We went to that. We came to R4 2019. Like, we just all in.
Yeah.
And started building the
It's
relationships
huge.
and the network.
And that's how you benefit from all those relationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say of all the brokerages I get to interact with, and I get to do a lot through our MLS, Remax really has that power in the brand and the networking. And if you don't go, you miss out on so much. And you guys are probably like me. You do a lot of referral business.
Yes.
People
Yes,
coming
we
in out of
do.
Houston. Well, and that's how we met.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. So now you focus on residential,
Yes.
correct? And you focus on land now. It's kind of,
Right.
you found your forte in land, correct?
Yep.
How'd that come to be?
Well, I grew up on a ranch. My dad was a ranch hand on a 48,000 acre ranch. So hunting, fishing, being on ranches was kind of my life, you know.
Yeah.
And so once I got my license and I started helping people, I had a client, you know, hey, I want to find some hunting property. I'm like, well, that's perfect. I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
Let's go find your property.
That would be my dad.
So we went and I kind of dipped my feet in the water and went out and started showing him some hunting properties. And
Yeah.
I really got into it and realized that this is my passion, you know.
Yeah.
So I, you know, decided, you know, this is really what I want to do. I want to sell land. You know, this is it. So that's when I decided to find out there's got to be an accreditation, you know, something that where, you know, I can get some training, get some understanding on how to do what I do.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
so-
easy to find.
It is not. Well,
if you don't know.
if you don't know how to find the land, but I was just in awe last year when I learned about what went into becoming land certified. I mean, we don't have a lot of land in our area. My dad's a big hunter. He does own some land out west, and he's owned hunting property. So it intrigued me when you started talking about this, but I had no idea. Tell us
Yeah.
and the audience, especially for our real estate folks, what goes into being land certified, or anybody who thinks they want to buy land and is looking for somebody to represent them. What goes
Right.
into that?
Well, so there is a certification called Accredited Land Consultant that is given by the Realtor Land Institute. And it's the only organization that does the land accreditations. It's a NAR organization, so it's sponsored. So there's really kind of three specialties in our business: residential, commercial, and land.
Right.
Land is as different as, you know, as commercial is,
Yep.
and others. So with the Realtor Land Institute, they're a big organization. They do a lot, but one of the things they do is provide the classes and the background to be able to get the accreditation.
Yeah.
And so to get the ALC accreditation, which currently there's less than 800 of us in the United States, so
Wow.
pretty
I didn't know that
selective.
either.
You have to take first off, of course, you join Realtor Land Institute,
Yep.
which is an organization, and then you sign up for, you know, you take classes. There's a minimum, I believe, of 8 classes that you take. There's 3 required classes, such as Land 101, real estate investment analysis, and some other classes that are the same classes that correspond to like CCIM and some other designations. And then there's several other classes that you can take for your time. Transitional land development, oil, mineral, and gas, and subdivision land development, and things like that. There's a lot of timberland and different classes. So you take, and the classes aren't cheap. You know, I'll say
It's
they're
not far off from getting your broker's
right.
license.
They're $600 or $700 a class that you have to invest in it, right? It's
Yeah.
an investment in your business. But once you've taken all the classes, which each class has an exam, and then when you finish, you take an exam overall of all the classes, like any other large, like a broker test or
Yeah.
something. And then from that, you also have to have a production limit. So
Yeah. See, this
you have
is
to do at least 12 transactions that have to be at least $15 million worth of volume in land. So, and there's some requirements that have to be so big, and
requirements.
some different things.
Those
So
are big requirements.
so
They're
you
so
can
few.
take all the
Yeah.
classes, but you still, until you've got
Gotta prove
$15
it.
million worth of land sold. then you can't apply. And then once you apply, you also have to do a resume, and you have to do an essay on why you want to be an ALC. You have to get recommendations from other ALCs. Then you put it all together in a package.
A big old book.
Mine was
Right.
378
80,
pages,
yeah.
300 something like pages of PDF of all the background, because you have to put the documents of all your transactions
Yeah.
and all the
Basically
other
an
things.
essay
So
for
it's an
every
essay.
transaction.
So yeah, it's like 10 or there's it's significant. It's important. They want to know, and then they have a board that goes through these packages with a fine-tooth comb and to verify that this transaction is more than
Legitimate.
50% land, and that you were the sales agent, and that it qualifies under all the criteria. And they do. I had 25 transactions to create my volume requirements. And so they go through all those, and then they have board members that will review each package,
Yeah.
and then they present it to the overall board at once a month and vote, if you qualify.
Yeah.
and
Wow, that is intense.
so-
That is
It's
way more
super-
intense, by the way.
Right.
I can run an office as a broker
Yeah.
with half those requirements.
It's easier to.
Yeah.
I have my
Yeah.
broker license. I'm a broker associate.
Yeah.
That was way easier than him
Yeah.
getting his ALC. Way
Wow.
easier.
So, but the moral of that story is, if you were looking to buy land, you should find out if somebody close to you is certified, because
Right.
you know that they're going to come with that background and the experience that you need then.
Right.
Yeah.
And the way they do that, two ways. One, first they can contact me, and I can connect them up.
Yeah.
Right? I'd love to connect them up. But the other way is they can go to Realtor Land Institute, and there's
Yeah.
find agent tab pull down that can find an ALC in their region that can help them.
So I'm curious, to put you on the spot a little bit, but your land, when you sell land, do you find those relationships are different? Are you, because I don't sell land, so I ask this completely naively, but do you find that you work with them for longer than selling residential? Like, those are long term. When people are looking to invest millions of dollars into land, I imagine that sometimes those are relationships that last a lot longer till you get to the sales table or the closing
Right.
table.
Well, land has some unique characteristics
Yeah.
in that some land is simple, that you're selling a lot that somebody's going to build a
Gonna build a
house
house
on.
on, yeah.
Or some land you're going to sell 100 acres for somebody just to go hunt on.
Yeah.
And it's similar to a residential transaction in that it closes in 30 days and your client is happy to
Happy
go
and-
play. But probably 80% of the land deals become commercial deals where you have corporate companies buying. They have long,
diligence
feasibility
periods,
periods, due
yeah.
diligence periods. They have extend. Quite frequently to go 6 months.
Yeah.
To close once you get in contract, but there may be a year of negotiations prior to getting actually in contract between LOIs and things. So I have clients that I helped buy land 6 years ago, and now I'm helping him
Yeah.
sell it to developers, and it's multiplying 10 times in price, but it's a lot of work.
One of the differences in the residential transactions and land transactions, and it hit me as who's really building his land business and the pipeline of his land transactions. And sometimes they bust, and sometimes they extend way longer than what we
Yeah.
think. And we were on vacation one time, and something didn't go quite right with the deal. I was like, oh my gosh, if they just had a U-Haul waiting to unload furniture,
Sure.
we wouldn't
Maybe
be
they'd
in
go
this
to the closing
situation.
table. Yeah.
So because land is not emotional is
Yeah,
what, that's a big difference that people don't think about.
Corporations and numbers.
It's not emotional at all. They're not waiting to move into their new home. There's no U-Haul full of furniture.
Yeah.
And so pushing it off a month or pushing it off 2 months, or well, maybe we don't want that truck. It's very different.
So the big thing that we do as a land agent is often have to bridge the gap
Yeah.
between the emotional seller that's owned the property for years or family
Yeah.
and the corporation that has no emotion.
Yeah.
And which the deal she's talking about, I had a seller that owned land forever.
Family
He's wanting to
property.
sell it. I've got a corporation that's trying to get it put into an LLC and fund the LLC to buy a $2.7 million property. And they needed to extend one more week to get their LLC set up. And the seller said, no, you won't, you're just messing with me. You don't want this land. And so he busted the deal with 1 week left to close. And then he didn't sell for another 6 months or more from setting on the deal. But it's, when it's commercial to commercial, it's, once again, it's business, black and white. Does it make the numbers?
Yeah.
Is there a return of investment, for my investment? But when you're dealing with, family land that's been in the family for years, there's a lot of emotion, and we have to try to
keep the temperature
bridge
down.
that gap
Yeah.
and do that. So that's one of the differences in the commercial
versus
residential.
So interesting. I knew a little bit on the commercial side because we do have commercial real estate, obviously. And we see these big companies come and they go, and sometimes they write contracts and then they don't. And I sit on some boards for our city, and you think they're coming, then they're not coming. But it is very different than residential, because you're right. You've got that U-Haul in the driveway. And for most of your residential, it's a couple years investment. They may hang on to it, but they may not.
Yeah.
So it all goes back to relationships, which you guys are experts at. You guys are so good at building your relationships. So talk to me about the parties that you guys throw, because that's what you're known for in our residential circles. I know, because I got to go to one of your events last year.
We
At your house.
love to entertain.
Yeah.
We love to build relationships with our clients. Most of our friends started out as clients,
Yeah.
and we just keep that relationship going. We tell them we just don't go away. We want them to be satisfied during our transaction, because we're going to invite you over to our house, and we want to make sure you're smiling when you come over.
Sometimes we tell it a little crudely, say we're like a bad disease. We just don't go away.
You are really the realtor for life.
We are. So we typically have about 6 client appreciation parties a year.
Yep.
Just because.
And you built a whole outdoor barn for nothing
We
more
have
than
a party barn.
Yeah.
So when we decided to build a house, we bought an acre, and we built our house, and we built a party barn. It's
an event center.
It's an event center. Yeah. It's an event center. That's what my accountant told me it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's that's where we hold our casino night, which we just had a few weeks ago.
Nice.
Have a great company that comes in, brings the tables, the dealers, run the whole thing. We do that as a charity for Children's Miracle Network. It's a charity event.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun. We have a crawfish boil, because Doyle cooks amazing crawfish.
I'll testify to that. I'd never had crawfish till I visited your house.
So we do the crawfish boil, and we always have barbecue for the people who don't like crawfish or don't know how to eat crawfish. That's one. So we have a mix of a date night kind of events and then family events. So we have the casino night, obviously, is, get a babysitter, couples come out, that's not a kid.
And your wine tasting too, I think you guys do,
Wine
right?
tasting. And this year we're doing a little twist on it, because every year everybody's like, oh, but we don't drink wine, we like bourbon. So this year we're doing a wine and bourbon tasting.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And then we have our Oktoberfest and pumpkin patch. So we set up we get the bales of hay and get the pumpkins and make the photo op area.
All in your backyard.
In our backyard, yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a couple new farm animals this year?
So at our little ranchette, we've got a little 18-acre ranchette not far from our house, where we have our little longhorn herd. And we had 2 babies be born within just a couple of weeks of each other, and they are precious. They're so cute.
How old are they now?
2 months.
They're about 2 months.
Yeah, because one of them, we named him Nick, because he was born on Christmas Eve, so we say Nick. And then the other one we named Joy.
That is so awesome.
Nick, unfortunately, he's a boy, so I probably shouldn't have named him. But
They might
we
have
have
named
our
him
little
T-Bone instead. But,
Oh.
so our little longhorn herd grew by a few this year.
That's really awesome.
we had up to 18, and we had to
Yeah.
get rid of some of them.
Yeah,
so
we sold a few of them to a guy who's got
building a new herd.
building a new herd. But
Very
we've got a
cool.
few steer that are, they'll be with us for a couple of years.
Got a great looking bull that's got about 7 foot wide horn spread. So
Yeah,
Wow.
our bull's
he's
beautiful.
getting big, beautiful.
Wow.
His name's Dutton.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It is. That's his register. He's a registered bull.
Registered bull.
Registered
His
longhorn, and his
Magnum
name's
Dutton.
That is awesome. That's like 18 miles from your house, you said?
No, it's about
18
50,
acres,
yeah,
yeah.
18 acres. It's about 50 minutes, not quite an hour away. So Doyle has to go out there once a week, and that's kind of his day off. He
part of-
goes out and feeds the cows. And,
Part of what I do in land also is I work with the clients on helping with their ag exemptions.
Yeah.
So if they buy land that had cattle on it and they've got to maintain their herd, which is how we got cows.
Yeah.
Because
That's a story.
I helped someone buy some land and it had a longhorn herd on it. And then, but all of the land didn't have ag exemption for some reason.
Agriculture exemptions
Right,
for those not
agriculture.
realtor.
And so I helped them go get the additional land under agricultural exemption. But once I did, they needed more cows. So the county said, okay, now you got 100 acres, now you need 20 cows. So I told the client, I said, you got 3 options. Buy some cows, or I can help you, and if you don't know, I can help you find some, and we can help you buy some cows, or if you want, I'll buy some cows and fill up your herd so you have enough. And she said, yeah, do that. So I bought
we
some.
got cows.
I
We
bought
got
some
cows.
longhorns. I put them on their place,
Yeah.
and helped
And
them
they
with
have
their
beautiful place.
thing. And then they decided, well, about a year later, they decided we'd like to switch to wildlife exemption instead of cattle, so we don't have to worry about how many cows we have. So went back to the county and got them to switch to wildlife exemption and got all their paperwork in place. All that was good. And then they decided they wanted to change from Longhorns to Angus. And they said, so it's time to take all your Longhorns off. So, okay. So, so we went and bought some land and put our cows on there. And then they just said, hey, by the way, you want to buy all the rest of the ones we had? So we bought the rest of their herd. And so, but we have, part of the, sometimes we have clients that need some cows for ag exemption, and so as we need to, I can take some of mine and put them on their land for their ag exemption. It's part of living the lifestyle you sell.
Yeah. And you said you grew up on a ranch, though. So this is
Yeah.
kind of second nature for you, right?
Yeah.
Like it would be foreign to me. Talk to me about beaches. Talk to me about... But I find it fascinating. 'Cause
So timber exemption, wildlife exemption, and agricultural exemption for cattle or something.
Yeah.
I help clients, put together their packages and work with the counties to help them get. I mean, the difference is huge. I had one property that I helped them keep their ag exemption, and the difference was, without ag exemption, their taxes were going to be $66,000 a year.
their property taxes. It was like a 300. How many acres was that one?
It was 138 acres, but it was $3 or $4 million property. But with the ag exemption that I helped them get, their taxes were only $6,000.
wow.
Huge difference with
Like
the
a
exemption.
90% difference.
So those clients are appreciative,
Yeah.
right? And so
I imagine.
they refer me when they need to, but also, it's a great resource to help with the ag exemptions in our business. It's part of the service. I have a tractor, and things. So I tease that when she goes to to stage a house, it's furniture and plants and pretty stuff. And when I go stage a property, it's mowing the right of way, clearing tracks and making roads in places where I can see it and show it.
Yeah.
Setting up a deer stand and deer feeder so that it's a hunting property. And so different type of staging for land. That's why it's so different,
Yeah.
But it's also, when you're a hunter, that's why it plays into the passion,
Yeah. So yeah, my dad had hunting property on Eastern Shore, which is kind of over a waterway from us. That used to be an old racetrack. Years and years, I dug into the history of the property when he was thinking about selling it, and in the end, he actually passed along, sold it to his business partner who owned the other half of it. But I can totally relate to the being able to show it, putting on the boots, and you're like, man, this property has not been mowed in months, and
Yeah.
Yep.
so that's a totally different type of staging.
Yeah.
He's got a side by side,
Six
we've got
seats side by
pictures
side,
of,
yeah.
he's got the side by side utility vehicle that he takes people out on and
Nice.
shows them the
You
property.
have a different tool set. Once
Yeah.
again,
Totally different tool set.
tractor, side by side, machete, chainsaw.
That's awesome. All right, so what's this year look like for you?
Oh,
What are you
my
excited
goodness.
about?
So we're super excited. The market's really starting to heat up in the Houston area. And we've already been making great connections this year with all of our referral partners across the country. And listings are starting to pop in. His land business is growing like crazy. And
I can imagine.
Got some
You've
good
been hitting it
development
hard the
deals
last
online.
couple of years.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said I've got some really good development deals. I'm working, with some developer. I have the sellers, but we've got buyers that are wanting to develop. So I'm,
Helping them parse
working
it
with
out,
these
stuff like that.
developers, negotiating and trying to get the land, identified and split up correctly so they can
Nice.
come to an
That's
agreement. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got
Big things.
But we've,
nice stuff.
so one of the things that I've added to the calendar, and we'll see how busy we get and if I can get them all done, but.
You are the
well,
master planner. So when she says, let's see if I can add it in, it's let's see how much stress it's going to add, but I will make it happen.
yeah, unfortunately.
So we built our pool a couple of years ago.
The shape of
and
Texas.
Our Texas shaped pool.
Yeah.
And when we have clients over now, they're like, oh, I want to come over. When are you doing a pool party? And so what I decided that I need to do is, instead of trying to plan some big, massive party, is just do small group parties
Yeah.
with our clients.
Nice.
Just little pool get-togethers. Like it's a Sunday afternoon. I know the weather's going to be pretty this coming weekend. Call a few people and say, hey, y'all want to come over? We'll throw some hot dogs on the grill. So instead of, and I'm just going to be honest, Amy, I don't like to be outdone. And so we have 6 client appreciation parties a year, and we went to one of our events. Or somebody said they do 7. I'm like, well, by golly, I could do 10.
Well, the blood drive that we do is really
Yeah,
the
we
same.
do a
We
blood
also do a
drive,
blood
so
drive.
that's,
Yeah.
we have touch points, and
Yep.
and there's a reason we do the marketing that we do, and we love to entertain. We love
But you guys
to see
also
our
give a
people.
lot back too. You
Oh,
do a lot. I mean, a lot of it's
The
going
blood
back
drive,
to charity.
yes. So, but I want to. We're going to do a few pool parties this summer
I
with our
love it.
clients, and then of course we
Yeah.
have our agent mastermind that
Yep.
we do
In May.
at the beginning of the summer. So
Yeah.
we love that. That's because that's more
Again,
than
the power of the brand, right?
yeah. That's more than just to have people over for 2, 3, 4 hours. That's a come to our home for a weekend, and so we really like
Yeah,
that.
that was a blast last year.
Yeah.
I had lots of great takeaways from that last year.
Yeah. So
So what about this week? You got a lot of visiting planned with people?
Yes,
A lot of
we're just-
networking?
making connections.
It is.
Is this your 11th or 12th year at R4?
We started in 2019 was our first one.
Yeah, so 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah, so you've got to see the brand evolve as well and grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've connected. Once again, we connect, and so
Yeah.
now that we have connections with the REMAX Elite Group, REMAX Commercial Group, REMAX Land Group, REMAX
Yeah.
Veterans Group. There's a
hard to
lot,
get
lot
down
of
the
groups
passageway.
that we're familiar with and
impossible.
participate in. So met a lot of great people and a lot of great relationships. So now it's trying to work in an event or a dinner or some time with somebody from each of those groups and keep those relationships strong.
Yeah, that's the best part about this week, though, isn't it? Just the
It
networking,
is.
seeing the other agents that
And
you've done
there's-
deals with, their referrals with, and you've never even met them face to face, and now you get to hug them.
And there's a little get together here, a little get together there, but at the end of the night, we usually end up very close to the same places. And
Yeah.
so we just hang out and have fun.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
All right, if people wanted to find you, where do they find you?
TheSpencerTeam.com
Okay.
is the best place to find us.
Yep.
Are you talking about this week or in general online?
Nope, online.
Online, okay,
'Cause by the
so
time we air this, the week will be over anyway.
Okay, so TheSpencerTeam.com is our website.
That's easy.
We've got links to our social pages. You can look up Doyle Spencer, Melissa Spencer REMAX, Doyle Spencer REMAX. You're going to find us everywhere.
Doyle at
Facebook.
thespencerteam.com, Melissa at thespencerteam.com. That's our email address.
So Google Melissa and Doyle Spencer, and we're going to find you. Remax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
either
awesome.
one of us. So we're, I've been working pretty hard to try and build our YouTube presence, our website, my social channels, all of that. So it's
a lot of work, isn't it?
It's a lot of work.
Working
but
in
I
the
have-
business and on the business are two different things
Yes,
and a lot of work.
thankfully I have a tech person that helps me with a lot of that, but we still try and be real, and
Yeah.
I'll post my stuff too. So
That's
And
awesome.
I love to help residential agents do land.
That's
For
awesome.
those agents that come and they have people that have land that need to sell or buy, but they don't have that specialty, that's what I
Yep,
really
you
love
work
to do
hand in
is,
hand
is
with
work
them.
hand in hand and go help them do those deals. And that's where I really build my business is the relationships with residential agents.
That is awesome.
So
Well, thank you for devoting part of your week this week with us. It was really nice that we could make this happen.
I
I will
know.
see you this week. I'll see you in
Yes.
May at your
Yes.
house, which is really awesome. And I wish you guys all the best this week.
Thank you
Great.
for having
Thank you.
us, Amy.
If you are looking to buy land, or you have questions about getting land certified, or you have a friend or family member moving to Houston, Texas, you can do no better than reaching out to the Doyle family, and they will take great care of you. I know this because I've sent personal clients your way, and they just raved about you. Thank you guys for joining us this week. I have lots of exciting content this week and in the coming weeks as we interview agents from around the globe. So thanks for joining us on the Dispatch on Purpose, and we will see you again soon.